Life and Max Health Insurance may clubbed into one entity, but Max Life has been given us a separate entity, which is definitely very positive because it is one of the best entity and they have been generating cash. So that cash will directly now flow to the investors instead of flowing to the holding company and then going to other entities.
My last question before we go to the press conference, are you surprised by the open offer given by the promoters for Max Healthcare?
Yeah, definitely. I was not expecting that. Max.
All right. Thanks so much, Varinder, for joining us. Thanks so much, Nidesh, for joining us. Those are Nidesh's disclosures up for you on the screen as well. But Max India is definitely the stock that's taken off in the last few minutes. So let's pull up a few other stocks before we go across to the management. If you just see the mid-cap space is buzzing around, you pull up something like a Force Motors, you'll see that that stock has taken off in the last few minutes. Even Atul Limited, that stock as well has started moving higher in the last few minutes. So clearly there's a fair bit of action that's taking place in the broader markets at least. And at least the Nifty is holding with a gain of around 20 points odd, doing a relative outperformance. If you just look at the other European markets, the Nifty is doing an outperformance even though it has gained close to around 750 points in the last few trading sessions. That's the management of Max India. I believe we're ready to go across to them. I think we could go across to them. All right, yep, I think we can cut across to the presser.
Start with, I've never seen it anywhere else. They just go to the podium, to the days, whatever, and they start. Oh, okay, volume, that's better. But how come in India, whenever anybody picks up the mic, they do like that?
We're just waiting for the management of Max India to begin speaking now. Just to take you through the few details that we have available right now, it is that Max India would be now demerged into three entities. That's Max Financial, which will be their flagship business, that's life insurance, Max India, which will be the healthcare business, as well as Max Venture. Now, some of the important points are that as of the 31st of December, the company had cash reserves of about 600 crores, over which there was uncertainty about how it would be broken up between the three entities. So there is clarity on that now. Max Financial would get 400 crores, the healthcare business would get about 150 crores, and the last 10 crores would go to Max Venture. I believe we can now hear out Analjeet Singh.
Private car, private driver, as late as you may be, "Arey bhai, jaldi karo," he will put his seat belt on and then he'll move. And the other big social change I've seen is business punctuality. So business punctuality has gone like that. Social punctuality continues to go that way, at least in North India. North India is a very strange place. Delhi is a totally crazy place. But this has not changed. Okay. I want to first start by welcoming you, not because of formality, but because of the support we have, and may I say I have personally enjoyed from the media, from the press for a long, long time. And I appreciate not being misquoted, I appreciate being supported, and I appreciate that there's mutual respect between us. So thank you. I honestly mean that. And some of you I've known for a long time and you're friends. So I want to preface the start of this meet by using some words that I used at the start of the board meeting we just concluded. And basically, I said to them that everybody, thanks to Arun, was somewhat aware of what this meet was about. But I said, God has again been on our side. Because imagine if we were having this meeting on January 27th, 2014. The sentiment, the feeling would not have been the same. So the environment and the actual ingredient of the, not a perceived ingredient or a perceived feeling, but the actual ingredient of the environment in which we sit today in India with our new Prime Minister and government is actually a very different scenario, different feeling, different tone, different everything. So it feels like this is what we are doing, what we have announced, what we are going to talk about now. It was possibly in the continuum of life destined that it should come not only the good thing or the right thing or doing the right thing the right way, but also at a great time. Because the cycle in which we are now is a big booster to what we are about to, share with you. And also, it should come in a week, which is around Republic Day, which is around the time of President Obama's visit, with what has happened in the last few days during Mr. Obama's visit, what happened in the ET summit a week or so ago. So, ye kuch mahal and timing of this event by our good fortune is very nice and very welcome. So on that note, what are we here to talk about? So we have been taken the shape over the years of a mini conglomerate of sorts. We were a mini conglomerate in our past life before 2000, when we divested lots of businesses and started these new businesses. And then we took the shape again of a mini conglomerate. And I must have been hearing for the last 10, 15 years from many friends, advisors, board members, aspects of holding company discount, lack of confusion, people not interested to invest in your stock because they're interested in one sector, you're forced to get into other sectors. The research in various analyst firms is more focused on one sector, you're forcing them to understand another sector. So only a lot of hodgepodge. And also very difficult to have a press meet. If somebody sat with you and said, what business are you in? Barring giving a very high level definition of saying, we are in businesses of social good, mainly in insurance and healthcare, you could never get into details because I learned back in business school that if you cannot describe what business you are in one sentence, then you don't know what business you are in. So a lot of this backdrop and the success of particularly our life insurance and healthcare businesses led us to believe that time has now come, in the fullness of time, now to, as it were, the technical word is demerge the various businesses of the Max India Group into three clusters. The three clusters being, one, a company which will be called Max Financial Services, which is
CNBC TV